I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast, I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains at last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams and some honestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away. I could play a million mind games, but instead I say something not illogical, something that is topical. Rub it on and watch it go, make yourself unstoppable. Dreams are irresponsible, but they're always possible. If you just believe, you could be so remarkable.
Thoughts in my head, a collage and they spread. I'll be great one day, going off of my meds. No I'm not giving up, no I'm not giving in. I will make it to the top, taking off in the wind. I gotta make it, I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient, but my mind, it can hardly take it. I'm chasing a dream that I've had for several ages. A vacant, modern kingdom for the taking.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
Good evening and welcome to yet another installment of the AFA Game of the Week here on YouTube on the AFA Network. Camera Duty here with you from Network Associates Coliseum in the area here in Oakland known as the Black Hole, right? Well, when you're the Oakland Raiders, you can carry that moniker nicely. And it is a matchup between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the aforementioned Raiders coming at you today. We have a good matchup on hand. Certainly these two teams, we expect to play each other very, very tough here. We've got the Pittsburgh Steelers who are looking for their first victory. A team that is still very young but very hungry. And as they continue to improve on their season, they've got a formidable foe here in the Oakland Raiders, who come into this game 2-2 as we begin, or as I should say, as we conclude Week 5 here in the AFA. I hope y'all had a good week off. Of course, we had the week off for player maintenance and scheduled maintenance time for the league and Commissioner Brady White. But let's get things going. For 4 quarters, I promise you, you're not going to want to go anywhere. And we see this kickoff returned out to the 27-yard line. And that is where Brady White and the Raiders will start from, as I said, just shy of the 30. The offensive lineup for the Raiders, quarterback Brady White, and the halfbacks are Ashton Genty and the dog coming onto the squad. The wide receivers are Kush Marley and Brian Kowalski, and the 2 guards are Jackson Oakley and Big Bang. As we see Kowalski going in motion. First play from scrimmage. Brady White throwing. They're going to call that a fumble picked up by Pittsburgh. I find it hard to believe that that is going to stand. I expect a challenge for the moment, although it does stand and is in favor of Pittsburgh. But let's look at the replay as Brady throws. And I just really can't see that Kowalski had a good possession on that. And as expected, we see the challenge coming here from Oakland. And I mean, why not? I just, and again, maybe I'll see something different in this second replay that we'll have here to look at. But I didn't see where Kowalski had really made a football move, a designated football move, for that to be ruled any sort of a fumble, if anything, an incompletion. Kowalski, I don't know. That angle doesn't really help, but we'll see what the officials have to say.
After review, the play stands. The receiver did have possession. It is therefore ruled a fumble.
And the ruling on the field, surprisingly, will stand. Oakland is charged a timeout. So, you know, quite an interesting start to this game. A questionable call, in my opinion, on the turnover. But one play, the Raiders turn it over, and they give it back to the Steelers, led by quarterback Carson Steele. The fullback is Owen Samuels, and the halfbacks are Jeremiah James and Tommy Kilfigure. The wide receivers are Jackson Carter, Malik Sad Neighbors, and Mark Jackson. The tight end is Huge Erection, and at center, Chocolate Thunder, and tackle Jalen Carter. Here's Steele with a throw out of the backfield. Finding Kilfigure, he'll lose 2 to DeMarcus Demolition, the outside linebacker for the Raiders. Demolition is joined by defensive end O.J. Peppers and defensive tackle Colin Richards. The middle linebacker is Harold Marquez, the cornerback Ken Casey, and free safety Van Lacey. Sad Neighbors going to go in motion from left to right, settling in with 3 receivers to the right. Here's Steele, gonna throw up and over, and he finds his man connecting with Erection there, and a strong play by number 2 of the Pittsburgh Steelers getting in on the action. Look at the throw by Steele. As you see right there, he times it perfectly. As a matter of fact, it was number 38 for the Raiders who kind of come up to make the, looked like he was going for a deflection, not so much an interception there. But it doesn't work out. In fact, he misses his shot, and it's a big gain for the Steelers. Throwing is Carson Steele, completing to Sad Neighbors, who takes it for a 1st and 10. And the Steelers looking to score points off of turnovers. The Steelers have been so close and have been knocking on the door so many times. Is this the day? Is the day that the Steelers get their first victory? The Raiders have clawed their way back to 2-2, losing the first 2 and winning the last 2. But right now, the Pittsburgh Steelers and Malik Sad Neighbors get on the board first with a beautiful throw by Steele to the back corner of the end zone, and he just gives Sad Neighbors a chance to go up and make a play. And Oakland will actually challenge for the second time in, honestly, just about as many minutes. They'll challenge to see if Sad Neighbors had his feet in bounds. Now, this is important because this is the second and final challenge for the Raiders today. If there's anything else questionable, you can forget about it. Also, that if they lose this challenge, which I don't see why they wouldn't, they'll be out 2 timeouts of the 3 remaining that they had in this half. They'll only have 1 left. And the ruling on the field does stand as we expected. Touchdown, Sad Neighbors. And the Steelers take the early lead. How about that? Boy, we're off to an interesting start in the AFA world today. But, of course, the game of the week has all of those things.
Free to attempt the extra point. Chris Gardocki holding.
And the extra point is good. 7-0. Now the score. 4 plays, 48 yards in a minute, 19 seconds. So now the Raiders trailing by 7. Only 1 play completed by the Raiders on their opening possession today. And it was the turnover, the fumble as it was called on the field by Kowalski. As Ashton Jeanty, brings this return back. We'll see what Brady White and company have up their sleeve for their second drive of the day today. We hope you all have enjoyed this week of AFA action, myself as well as a host of others here working within the league, helping bring on the best football entertainment you'll find around. Here's Brady White. He's going to throw. Kowalski, again, it's kind of deja vu. Popped out, incomplete. This time a clear incompletion, and they'll go back to the drawing board on second down.
2nd and 10. Ball at the Raiders' 28-yard line.
2nd and 10. Brady White going to step up, throws to the short man underneath. Cush Marley, the wide out, but he is stopped right in his tracks. Let's say hello to this Pittsburgh defense. Defensive ends Marcus Kane and Billy Chong. The 2 defensive tackles are John Pork and Donald Trump. The linebackers are Avery Akers and Old Betty. The cornerbacks Trayvon Austin and William Simpson. And the safeties Cam Chancellor and Josh Robin, rounding out the Steelers' secondary. And here is 3rd down coming. Brady White with a fake off the mark of his intended target. Looked like he was looking for Marley. Marley slipped and fell, or was in some way hindered there, and the pass falls incomplete.
Brad Maynard in punt formation.
And so the Raiders will have to punt.
Corey James to make the return.
Hoping to pin Pittsburgh deep. It's fielded at the 25 and tackled up around the 36-yard line. So Pittsburgh, like I said, we've seen this a lot out of this team. Carson Steele, just an incredibly talented young man. And a very good talent here in Pittsburgh that they're very happy with. They just got to put the pieces together for 4 full quarters. That pass is incomplete. Ken Casey and Van Lacey, both in the area, cornerback and free safety there.
Second and 10.
So on 2nd and 10, flip backs behind Carson Steele. Sad Neighbors again in motion. Still going to take the snap. He's going to throw short. He's got a big target out there, though, in Mark Jackson. And Jackson gets close to the 1st down. They're going to say inches short. So we'll have 3rd and very short coming up here for Pittsburgh. What is the Steelers going to do? Well, they decide to go empty set on 3rd and inches. Not what I was expecting. But they rely on Steele's arm. And he finds his man Jackson, middle of the field. Nice pickup. And the drive continues for Pittsburgh. Gutsy kind of play call, I have to say. You've got Owen Samuels, the fullback, and then Jeremiah James and Tommy Kilfigure in the backfield for you. And you kind of expect them to just, move the pile for the couple of inches that they need, but they rely on Carson Steele and Mark Jackson coming up with a big play, and that they do. Ball given to Kilfigure. Demolition wraps him up in a blanket for a tackle. Loss of 5. Look at DeMarcus Demolition on this play. They just lost him. Somehow they forgot to block DeMarcus Demolition in that scrum. Don't know how that happened, but it does set the Steelers back. Steele, though, going to throw, try to make it all back on one throw, and he gets close, finding Sad Neighbors. And how about Malik Sad Neighbors today? Doing a fine job, if I do say so myself, and a good read there by Steele, finding the open man and getting just about all of that negative, well, actually, he does get all that negative yardage back and almost picks up the first down. Here we go on 3rd and inches. It is split backs once more. Here on the carry, stretching it out wide. Left side is Kilfigure, using some blocking out front. Gets the first down, and Pittsburgh keeps things moving. And a little frustration you have to imagine setting in early here for these Oakland Raiders, simply due to the fact that, they're throwing everything at Pittsburgh, even getting them, hit behind the line of scrimmage, and they still are coming up with ways to convert and extend drives. Still throwing. I believe that was Jackson once more. Yes, it was. As he gets 4 on first down.
Let's go, baby! 2nd and 5.
2nd and 6.
Ball at the 19.
Steele with a good pocket to throw from. Has his man. Guess who? Sad Neighbors for the second time this quarter. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. And Pittsburgh, they certainly enjoyed the off week, you can tell. Got a lot of work done. Look at Carson Steele. What a throw. And Ken Casey tried to go up to make the interception grab. It actually looks like it went right through his hands. At least from that angle. Sad Neighbors, though, just what a wide receiver. What a good target for Carson Steele. As this extra point is good. 3:06 remaining in this opening quarter. 8 plays, 64 yards. And it didn't take long, about 2.5 minutes. And Pittsburgh up by 2 scores on the defending champion Oakland Raiders. Here at home as well. Plenty of time left, of course. And we don't foresee Oakland staying scoreless. On the return, the dog, the halfback, on that return, and he picks up a good gain, modest return, gets out to the 27-yard line. 3:01 remaining in this opening quarter. Man in motion, Kowalski, and the give.
LaDainian Tomlinson.
And that is number 30 on the carry for the Raiders.
Okay, all right.
3-yard pickup, 2nd and 7 now coming.
2nd and 7. Ball at the Raiders, 30-yard line.
Here's Brady White, going to roll left. It's picked up, has time to throw, but it's tipped. Tipped away by Trayvon Austin. And we know what a force Trayvon Austin is becoming here in this league, do we not? The young man is everywhere on the field. He just swarms the field. So 3rd and 7 now for the Pittsburgh Steelers, or for the Oakland Raiders, I'm sorry, as the Pittsburgh Steelers are trying to force them off the field. White gonna throw into double coverage, and would you believe it? It's another deflection by Austin, and William Simpson celebrates as he trots off the field. And again, the Raiders will have to punt. When is the last time that you've seen this?
Give it up, punt team. You might as well be kicking that ball against a brick
You
wall.
do not see many times that the Raiders go punt, interception on their first 3 series. This return out to the 35-yard line by Jeremiah James is where Pittsburgh will take over with 2:18 left in the opening quarter.
1st and 10, Pittsburgh.
Moving in motion here. Two receivers lining up on the right side. As Carson Steele stepping up. Hit! The pressure getting home. And it's Colin Richards, the defensive tackle, putting the big man Steele on the ground. And watch you step up to try to certainly look downfield, looking in the direction of, I would assume, Sad Neighbors or Mark Jackson usually is where we have seen them lined up primarily. It's 2nd and 13. Handoff to Kilfigure, who gets back to the line of scrimmage, and not much more as he's tackled immediately. Third and 13. Sad Neighbors goes in motion. Steele going to drop back, fling it, and Lacey's there to tip it away. The defense gets the stop, and boy, they surely needed one. They'll force the punt.
Let's go, D. Let's block this punt.
Yes, gets this one away cleanly. Fielded at the 30. Here comes Tangenti back.
Return of 8.
He gets this one out to the 38-yard line, which is where the Raiders will take over. And here we go. Brady White going to throw. Quick drop back, not even a 3-step drop, more like a 2-step drop, if you step back at all. The pass is deflected by William Simpson. And yeah, you're starting to see or feel, a little bit of tension, a little bit of a frustration there in each play that does not go favorably for the Raiders. Again, here's a stat you don't see often. 4 incompletions in a row for Brady White. Sending Marley in motion. And it's a handoff. As it is the visored number 30, the dog there, getting the carry.
3rd and 3. Ball at the Raiders, 45-yard line.
Here's Brady White now under center. 3rd and 3 coming up here. White looking, throws, has a man. That's Marley. They went for the interception, and there's nobody in the secondary. Marley to the house. Touchdown, Raiders. And just like that, they get things rolling here. Marley celebrating with the fans. A little damp, cool evening here in Oakland. And there is so many good plays that we talked about William Simpson, but biting on the interception or the attempted interception, and he comes up short. And after that, there are nobody behind him. He was the last line of defense. And once Marley makes that grab and turns upfield, you're not going to see him again. Extra point is up and good. 14-7 now as Oakland gets within one score. We're still in the first quarter, folks, on what has been a very exciting opening frame of football here. A lot of different moving parts to this game. Pittsburgh getting the first 2 scores. Oakland with a turnover. And now finally getting on the board late in this first quarter. Brings it back to a 7-point ball game. Jeremiah James with the return. Brings the ball out to the 25-yard line. And again, what's at stake? Well, we'll continue to talk about it. The Steelers looking for their first victory in the AFA in their expansion year here in Season 2. Still throwing to Sad Neighbors, and until they can find a way to stop Malik Sad Neighbors, I fear for the type of day that this Oakland defense has in store for them. Carson Steele and Sad Neighbors, I think they spent every waking moment of that week off just working on routes and working on different type of play schemes and building their rapport with one another.
49.
It's paid off. Crossing over into Oakland territory. Game clock down to 5 seconds. And the give, again, not a good look. Kilfigure goes backwards as Rodney Bailey, the big man up front, stops him dead in his tracks. We are at the end of quarter number 1 in the AFA Game of the Week. Steelers lead the Raiders 14-7 on a cool night in Oakland. You're watching the AFA on YouTube. Cameron Duty here with you as we welcome you back in to start this second quarter of a day that has certainly been filled with big-time plays on both sides of the ball. Carson Steele throwing and almost had another big grab there. All kinds of black jerseys around, and they forced the ball loose practically by about taking Sad Neighbor's head off as the rest of his body continued to move forward. And 3rd and 14. Carson Steele with an empty set. As Jackson Carter moves right side of the formation. Steele looking to the middle seam. Again, finding Sad Neighbor. And there you'll have it. Another first down for Sad Neighbors and the Pittsburgh Steelers, moving inside the 40-yard line. 100 yards already on the day for Malik on just 6 receptions. Sad Neighbors now in motion. Carson going to step up, rush for it, and takes a shot. Pretty big pop right there by DeMarcus Demolition. But he does pick up 5.
Could somebody please
2nd and 4. Ball at the 32-yard line.
And now Steele lining up under center. Throws as a man. That's erection. And he gets the grab. Keep the drive going. He has certainly come along here the last couple of weeks that he was added to this AFA roster. And that's really a good time to remind you that you can come on mid-season here, ladies and gentlemen. We are still accepting entries to the American Football Association roster. So create your player if you haven't already. Going over to the American Football Association Discord server, and we'll get you drafted onto one of these fine teams. You'll be playing on the field sooner than you think. Sad Neighbors with another grab, and Carson Steele to this point today. How about him? 81% completion. 176 passing yards, and a pair of touchdowns. Moving again nicely here. The Raiders defense has struggled mightily today against Pittsburgh. Although the run game hasn't done much, has it? Kilfigure goes down. And it brings up 3rd and 3. Oakland is trying desperately to get a stop here, try to relegate them to a field goal attempt. And on 3rd down, oh man, the big guy up front for the Steelers gets pushed backwards, and he collides with the halfback, and guess who cleans up? DeMarcus Demolition for a loss of a yard. And so the Raiders do get the big stop that they need, and they force a field goal attempt, a 30-yarder coming here. The snap, the hold, the kick is up, and this kick is no good. As we have talked about the kicking woes for Pittsburgh this season, they continue. Pittsburgh not having what we call a contracted kicker. And the contract kicker is a developing player. As I said, when you sign up for the AFA Discord roster, you have an option to create your player position. Of the kickers that were created in the AFA draft this past season, Pittsburgh did not take a kicker. So their generic kicker that is a roster spot does not have the opportunity to develop in the way that an actual player would here in the AFA as that pass goes incomplete. And because of that, it's been a big issue for Pittsburgh this season. Not being able to capitalize on some field goal attempts in a couple of different games has kind of led to them losing. It's certainly not contributed, has it has in a positive manner. And so they still they actually leave 3 points out on the playing field there. And here comes a big run, running down the sidelines. Big run, 1st and 10. Great play by the tinted, visored number 30 for the Oakland Raiders. Look at the speed. They took Josh Robin, running him out of bounds. Here's Brady White. Gonna throw this time. Tipped away by William Simpson.
The pass is incomplete.
Incomplete. He says no fly zone.
With the deflection.
Inside of 5 minutes in this first half.
Second and 10. Ball at the Raiders, 47-yard line.
Second down. Kowalski in motion. And another carry. Gain of 3. And that does bring us to 3rd and 7 here.
Let's finish this series
3rd and 6. Ball at the Raiders, 50-yard line.
Brady White gonna throw into traffic, and it's deflected, batted away. And that will finish this drive off. They'll have to put it away. And forgive me there, folks, for that hot mic there during my my coughing spell. It kind of snuck up on me. It's that time of the year again, of course, when allergies and things like that begin to really get into bloom, no pun intended. Oakland to punt it away, as I said. And Pittsburgh, again, their defense doing magical work out there tonight.
Return of 8 on the play.
As it's Jeremiah James on the return. And so we'll see, with, as we said,
1st and 10, Pittsburgh.
about half of this second quarter still remaining. Pittsburgh looking to try to get back some of the points that they left out there. Here's motion. And the give right up the middle. Demolition making yet another tackle. It's a gain of 1 for Tommy Kilfigure. Looking ahead to week 6.
2nd and 8.
Another fun set of games coming your way as we are officially halfway through this regular season here. Jackson not able to stay in bounds. It's incomplete. So we're on our final game here for week 5 of the AFA. Moving on to week 6. First game of week 6 will be the Cincinnati Bengals going into Dallas to take on the Cowboys. Then it's the Oakland Raiders. And how about this? These two teams getting to see each other again next week. And the same it goes for the Bengals and Cowboys as well. We're just changing. We're just going to change the location on the field, if you will, in the different stadiums. The final game that week, Patriots and Rams. That pass complete. Mark Jackson with a stunning grab, and this drive will continue. Still, he's just been, you continue to see the maturation of Carson Steele. And he has gotten to a really good place, I feel like, with his throwing game and his awareness out there. The Oakland offense or defensive line shifts to the right side. And here is Kilfigure. Boy, he's going to fight hard. Will not go down. Will not be denied. And he makes his way down to the first down sticks. So this drive once more continuing for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Oakland just really not having an answer right now for anything that Pittsburgh seems to be throwing at them.
1st and 10. Ball at the 41.
And Carson Steele gives, and it's a rush to the right side, but they're not much there for Kilfigure. As he gets back to the line of scrimmage, but nothing more.
2nd and 9. Ball at the 41.
Two men in the backfield, split backs behind Carson Steele. It is once more a carry to Kilfigure. He gets wrapped up a couple yards. They're going to credit him with 3 yards gained. And we've got 3rd and 7 coming up for the Steelers here. And the Raiders defense now, like we said, trying to harness some momentum, some energy here late in this drive to try to make the stop and keep the Steelers out of field goal range. Third and 7. Here's Steele throwing it, throws the interception right into the waiting arms there of the linebacker. And Steele has his first turnover of the day. And you'll see, watch him just kind of lurking there. Steele was looking for the crossing Mark Jackson, but he never even had a chance, did he? 2:05 remaining in this first half, and the Raiders with a chance to take over. It's a delayed handoff, and here comes some speed and agility there by Tomlinson as he gets close to the first down sticks. And that brings us to a 2-minute warning. You're watching the AFA on YouTube. And you get a chance at seeing Tomlinson there in the backfield here, a new addition here for the Raiders. Back there with the dog and Ashton Genty. And this is their fullback.
First down, Raiders.
Stanley getting a rush in, and he does pick up the first down. Drive and the clock both continuing here. We see Marley going in motion. And Brady White. And that one come off his hand or was batted down one. I honestly, folks, could not really tell the way that it all transpired. I think that kind of come off his hands a little funny there. And it flutters to the ground, incomplete. 90 seconds to go in the first half.
2nd and 10. Ball at the Raiders, 45-yard line.
3 receivers to the left for White. He throws, has a man. Oh, shifty move. Great little shimmy and shake there. And the Raiders have a first down, and now they go no huddle. Inside the 30. Wouldn't it be something if they are able to come back here this second quarter and tie this thing up before the half? White going to throw, finds Marley. He takes off running, and he gets 5 before he is tackled.
Pass complete. Deshae Townsend with the tackle.
Quickly back to the line, and now a toss to Tomlinson, right side. Stiff arming a man, and he was brought down, although picking up the first down. Here's White throwing, end zone, touchdown, Kowalski. That looked like a traditional Oakland Raiders drive, did it not? And with that being the case, ladies and gentlemen, we're 1 point away from a tied ball game when at one point in this game, you had Pittsburgh up 14-0. They had the crucial missed field goal, and they have, on the last couple of series, have kind of went dry, not able to move the football. And the Raiders have came back. This time, Carson Steele's interception provides them with an opportunity here to get points off the turnover. And Kowalski bringing home the touchdown. And we're all knotted up. This is why it is, of course, the AFA Game of the Week. I will always say that I feel like any of these games could certainly be considered Game of the Week. They're always so competitive and exciting to watch. This one getting the nod today because of the dynamics of both of these teams. As we have a return, and you see the Steelers' possessions, right? After the 2 early touchdowns, it's been punt, missed field goal, and then the interception on a drive that was looking good. The last 2 drives, you could argue that they should have at least had field goals out of them. But they come away with nothing. And 37 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Hilfiger on the carry, loses a yard. And that may give you an idea of how they plan to use the final 27 seconds of this first half. And they'll let Steele throw. Standing in there, finding Sad Neighbors, and about broke free. He gets out the midfield. They will not call a timeout, however. 5, 4, 3, and they do. They decide the last minute to use a timeout, and that does ensure that there's only 3 minutes left on the clock. The Steelers can take a Hail Mary, and barring, that is if they so choose to, and barring any sort of calamity or miracle, this may be the final play. And they won't, it's either going to be hit or miss. Let's see what happens. Throws it deep. Lacey's hands was all over, but he couldn't bring in the interception. We go to the locker rooms, tied up at 14 apiece here in Oakland. What a game it's been. Pittsburgh wins quarter number 1. Oakland comes storming back for quarter number 2. What will quarters 3 and 4 have in store for us as we welcome you in to the AFA Halftime Report? Cameron Duty here with you. We look at the first half stats. The time of possession not even close. 11 minutes and 1 second for Pittsburgh. 4:59 for the Raiders. And yet still, it's a 14-point ball game. As the Raiders, with just 5 minutes total time, have been able to find a way back into this one. Passing today, still leading Brady White. Carson's still over 200 yards already, but Brady White has now went over 100 yards. He's got a touchdown on today. Sad Neighbors, Marley, and Kowalski, all with touchdowns. Tomlinson, the leading rusher. Hilfiger is only held to 6 yards so far on this first half. And 1 sack today in Colin Richards. So a pair of touchdowns for Brady White. As you see right there, Marley being one of them, Kowalski the other. And it was a very, very interesting first half. If we're looking for suggestions for improvements or adjustments in this game, I think if you're Pittsburgh, try to take some pressure off of your QB. Carson Steele's done a fine job today, but I think you need to make it a point to get Jeremiah James and Tommy Hilfiger in this football game. It will help the youngster out, especially with an opportunity down the line of making passes. If I have to say, I feel like for Pittsburgh, one of the things they've struggled with is a consistent package. We have seen at times it's been very one-sided with Carson Steele doing a lot of the heavy lifting there, the way that the playbooks are worked up and throwing 40, 50 times a game. And while there will be touchdowns and big plays, there will be some disastrous ones as well. You know the law of course, probability. And, the more you do something, the more opportunities there are to turn it over. So clean second half for the Steelers is what they need. And for the Raiders right now, I think they just need to keep doing what they did in that second quarter, which is being aggressive on play calling and keep Brady White in a rhythm. We welcome you back to start the third quarter. As we've got James with the run back for Pittsburgh, bringing it out to the 28-yard line.
That's what I'm talking about, baby. That's a good work out there, man.
All right, yeah.
First and 10, Pittsburgh.
Sure does make it interesting, doesn't it? I mean, you know, like I said, we've had two quarters, and each team is, you know, kind of, like I said, you know, you give quarter one to Pittsburgh, quarter two to Oakland. They've all had bright spots. And that's what I'm saying about Pittsburgh, to not have a win this season. That's remarkable, because they have been able to play these teams so close this year. Here's a give. And it's the big man, Colin Richards, making the tackle. So 3rd and 6 now coming up. Three receivers to the left. Steele throwing into traffic, incomplete. The Raiders defense able to hold Jackson Carter, the intended target. He doesn't like the call, feeling that he was interfered with. But it does stand, and it's 4th and 6. And the punt. Fielded by Tangenti. Works his way across the 30 down to the 32-yard line. And you see, coming on strong here late in the second quarter was the Raiders. 2 touchdowns in their last 3 drives. Prior to that, it's been 3 punts. And that fumble on the first play of the game. Brady White looking for Kowalski, and they said that he truthfully made a football move and then lost control of the ball. Right off the bat, that was a talking point in this game. As White throws the wide receiver screen, but nothing there. Marley is wrapped up, or should I say, decked by Trayvon Austin.
2nd and 10.
2nd and 10.
Ball at the Raiders, 32-yard line.
Here's Brady White as he throws over the top.
This is incomplete.
And it's incomplete.
Number 10 was the intended receiver. Number 53 with the coverage.
You see Brady White's passing chart. Short game has actually been his friend today. 3 of 6 and 1 of 4 on the day, but 2 touchdowns.
3rd and 10. Ball at the Raiders, 32-yard line.
3rd and 10. And Brady White under center takes the snap. A great pocket. Throwing deep. Gives his man Marley a chance on 3rd down. But that was just some beautiful coverage there by the Pittsburgh Steelers, was it not? Logan deflecting that one away. This is a defensive unit that really has grown over the past couple of weeks, and they've played nicely
Brad Maynard in punt formation
against a very high-powered Raiders offense. And again, punting it away. The Steelers to get it back. James out to the 36-yard line. And here we go. Right now, it's interesting. Like I said, things have been so close in this game, and once more you see here the Steelers and the Raiders trading blows to start this third quarter. Neither one of them able to get very far. Briggs makes the tackle after a 2-yard gain. And Kill figure, usually a better numbers up to this point in the game typically, but it's just been one of those days.
2nd and 8. Ball at the Steelers' 38-yard line.
Here's Steele. Throws right side, tipped, almost intercepted. Scary moment there if you're a Steelers fan. Ken Casey was there to deflect it away, and then the big man, number 56, just about came in behind him. Empty set for Carson Steele. On 3rd and 8. Still going to throw again into traffic. Casey was there to swat it away. Ken Casey's had a pretty good day today, has he not? Called his name a number of times. And once more a punt. Punting and fielded by Tangenti, where we've seen him get a lot of work in today. Brings it out to the 31-yard line. Three receivers to the left. Here is Brady White as we start this drive out, folks. And he goes short to Marley. It's been a consistency thing, hasn't it, for the Raiders? We have seen, even on a broader scale, on the games that they have lost this season, the first 2 games, they really have struggled, moving the ball. The 2 games that they've won, they've been flying all over the place. And it's been hard for them to harness that and do that in a consistent manner up to this point in the season. Of course, there's plenty of time to go, but we are, as we said, halfway through this regular season at the end of week 5 here. And I just got to wonder sometimes if maybe, it's a bit of a surprise to a lot of folks that the Raiders, I don't want to say struggling, but it's been a harder climb up to this point in the season than what it was last year. Of course, it's safe to say that the league in general has really did their homework to try to catch up against these defending champions. Tomlinson runs for the first down. Robin bringing him down. And he was the last line of defense. Watch this. Like I said, not many people behind Josh Robin there that could go toe-to-toe with him and get this guy down. 3 receivers to the right for Oakland. The defensive line of Pittsburgh shifts, and we'll see Watt. Pressure in his face. Throws, batted, tipped, falls, incomplete. Marley made a last-second fingertip grab, but he couldn't get it, and it's incomplete. Second and 10 now.
2nd and 10. Ball at the Raiders' 48-yard line.
Again, 3 receivers set to the right for Brady White. As White throws, completes, finding Kowalski for the first down. Good-looking play by Kowalski. He's come along this season nicely and has turned into one of the top targets for Brady White. Clock still moving in this 3rd quarter. Stuff on the line here is Pittsburgh. Calling out signals and hiking the leg is Brady White. Sending Stanley, the fullback, in motion. They give to Tomlinson. Gets by the line of scrimmage. Gets out and gets a 6-yard pickup on first down. And you see it's just been a very kind of gloomy, cool, damp night here in Oakland.
2nd and 4.
Everybody got the rain gear on. 2nd and 4. Brady White gonna throw, almost throws the interception. Simpson going for an acrobatic grab. And he makes a great play. Bringing up 3rd and 4 for Oakland here. 3:10 remaining in the third quarter.
3rd and 4. Ball at the 22-yard line.
2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right for Brady White. As he throws, it's a wide receiver screen to Marley, who works his way past the 20 and gets the first down. Good drive looking here, very methodical. Not one of the big bomb type of plays that we know that the Raiders can do so well. But it's worked. 10 of 23 on the day is Brady White. Tomlinson left side, and he stopped. Blasting through the line was Avery Akers.
Number 57 with the
And I mean, Avery hit Tomlinson there with a force of dynamite.
2nd and 10. Ball
2nd
at
and 10.
17.
White sees a man in motion. Here's the snap. Tossing left side, and Tomlinson again brought down. Marcus Kane getting in on the play. And it's 3rd and 10. 2 minutes remaining in this third quarter.
3rd and 9. Ball at the 17.
And 3 receivers to the right. 3rd down. Play fake. White to throw. Off the mark. Incomplete. The Pittsburgh defense able to hold the Oakland Raiders to a field goal attempt here, ladies and gentlemen.
Number 3.
And kind of, I guess you'd say, stop the bleeding, if you will. As it looked like they were about to give up a big touchdown drive here. This field goal is up and good. 17-14 the score with 1:44 remaining in the third quarter. And the Raiders take their first lead of the game, and it comes, as I said, with 1:54 remaining in the third. And that's something. 14 points scored in the first half, just 3 scored so far this third quarter. The defense is taking over. A return coming here. Oh, what speed we've got here. As that's William Simpson, the cornerback back there to return this one. Speedy guy brings it out to the 31-yard line. And the Steelers now, this is, you know, like we've talked about it, and this is certainly no way, shape, or form of harping on this Pittsburgh Steelers team. Very impressed with what they've been able to do at times this season. But as this game goes on, this is where they have to show that they can complete the game, secure the victory. Still throws the interception. Oh, man. Ken Casey, he's been all around those passes the entire game. He just hasn't got the interception until that one. And that's what I'm talking about. You cannot afford to fall apart. You know, the games start out so well for these Pittsburgh Steelers. And then as it goes on, though, cracks start to show. And one of those being that the offense becomes unable to move, whether it be because of turnovers or just the defense getting wise to your offensive scheme. And here goes Tomlinson. Robin gets him down after he picks up the first down. And you see Tomlinson, man, when that guy, you got a name like that, right? I mean, you know, you're going to find ways to break free here. Down to about a minute remaining here. And here is a grinding run again.
LaDainian Tomlinson, the ball carrier. Number 98 with the tackle.
2nd and 2.
2nd and 2. Ball at the 26-yard line.
Tomlinson pounding forward, another first down out to the 20. With an opportunity here. An opportunity here for the Raiders all of a sudden, you know, if they can play their cards right, get in the end zone, extend their lead. Here's Brady White, gonna throw into triple coverage, and he's not able to stick it. Credit goes there to William Simpson and others. Second and 10. Here's Brady White out of the backfield to Tomlinson. They contain him well. They only get a yard, and we go to the fourth quarter, ladies and gentlemen, with a good one here on hand. Of course, what did you expect? It's the AFA Game of the Night, Game of the Week. For these two teams, game of a lifetime. Pittsburgh looking for their first victory, down by 3 and trying to stop the Raiders on this 3rd and 9 situation. Brady White on 3rd down, looking, throwing, tipped away. The steel curtain again, holding firm. And it's 4th and 9. Here comes the field goal unit on.
Number 3 to make the 36-yard attempt. Number 8, holding.
And from the right hash mark, this kick up to extend the lead. It's good. It does stay a one-score game. Pittsburgh was able to at least limit the Oakland Raiders to only a field goal. And that's important for a number of reasons, right? $7:53 remaining in this regular 4 quarters of football. Who knows what we may have in store for us? We may have overtime. You just never know when these two teams get together. And a return by William Simpson out to the 29. Pittsburgh with a chance to right the wrongs of the previous drive here.
1st and 10, Pittsburgh.
Here is Steele running right, going back left. You're kidding! Another interception, demolition. They ain't going to catch that, man. 5 touchdown. Oakland pulling away late in this one. Pittsburgh's chances at a victory starting to dwindle, starting to come unraveled. My goodness. Wow, I mean, just an incredible second half of the Oakland Raiders, getting ready to potentially win 3 straight games, ladies and gentlemen, after starting 0-2, and I think it'll be safe to say the Oakland Raiders are back. But do you doubt? How could you doubt them? I mean, they win a championship for a reason.
27 yards on the play.
And on 1st and 10, the Steelers now down by 13. It is not over, but you have time that is working against you. Just 7:34 remaining in regulation, and Steele right now, it's been the bugaboo all year making brilliant plays, but then in the end, you just come up with something that a ball that shouldn't be thrown, forcing it in there. I can't blame him as we see Sad Neighbors with the grab. It's hard to blame Carson Steele alone. You can't do it. I have to ask the question, where's Killfigure? Where's Jeremiah James? Killfigure's been pretty limited in this game, and what times he has touched the football, it's not been very big gains. But you can't abandon the run, and I think that for your young quarterback still, it's too much. As you see a good run there by Killfigure as we speak, picking up the first down. Yeah, that you need more of. It will only help in, of course, tiring out the defense. And it really prevents Carson Steele from getting a little too left of center, I think, to be, if you will, for that terminology. It kind of keeps him grounded with a balanced run attack. Stepping up, throwing to Jackson, complete for 4. And maybe it becomes a heavy burden for Steele to take on, the 4 quarters that he is playing as your primary guy. Brady White, as good as he is, Tangenti and Tomlinson, amongst others that you have to work with. And as you see Killfigure there picking up a first down, it's a supporting cast, and it takes everybody.
Ball at the 33.
And the Steelers are asking a lot of their young QB right now. Killfigure getting in on the game, though late here. The only thing about it is this is a time in this game when the clock is ticking, and you quite truthfully worry about, you're looking at maybe 2 more series. That's stretching it between this and the 5 minutes left. That's off the hands of Killfigure. So it's a they gotta learn how to balance. It's a balancing act, and I think Pittsburgh is still in the early stages of that, the infancy stages, I would say. Here's Steele. He's going to throw to the sidelines. Sad Neighbors complete, but it's not a first down. It's 4th and 4, and you got to think right here. This is where you got to go for it. Fourth and 4 coming, and they'll go for the field goal. We've documented the special teams woes. This kick, no good. No good for Solo, and the kicking woes continue for Pittsburgh. This one had a chance, and it hits the upright. For Pittsburgh, when it rains, it pours. Sadly. 5:20 left here. Brady White and company can really do a number here on the Pittsburgh Steelers and their chances of winning, draining the clock out. They go with Tomlinson.
LaDainian Tomlinson, the ball carrier. Number 53
Okay, what's the plan?
with the tackle.
Okay, let's go.
As I said, been quite the game. First half was, it looked 14-0 for Pittsburgh, and they have yet to score since. Brady White gonna throw, and it's incomplete. It stops the clock actually with 3rd and 7.
Third and 7.
4:52 remaining in the 4th.
38-yard line.
Again, the Raiders trying to get the first down and keep this drive going. And Tomlinson dragged down. Big John Pork. You're called Pork for a reason. With that stature, that height, that weight, And, man, just a tough hit. Literally climbing on the back of Tomlinson. And that's a loss. So not much time goes off the clock here. That is a Pittsburgh advantage. 4.5 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. And the punt. Good punt all the way back to the 21-yard line before it's picked up by Jeremiah James, and he brings it out to the 33. Again, folks, we hope that you all have enjoyed this fifth week of AFA action. We're glad to be back after the break that we had last week. I think it was a much-needed break for an opportunity for, as we said, Brady White and the AFA staff to continue to tweak things. This young, growing league. First down, complete to Jackson. He picks up the first. Wrapped up behind the line. Goes kill figure. They go no huddle. 2nd and 10. Got to have a touchdown here. Steele. Jackson. He's got the first. So a hope, a pulse, a glimmer of hope here for Pittsburgh remains. Steele throwing to a man on the run. Big number 84 picks up another first down. Not taking long in the huddle, and quickly back up to the line. Comes Carson Steele trying to save the timeouts. It's a draw to kill figure. He picks up a yard. Again, not much time wasted here. You'll see him reconvene at the huddle and then sprint back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 9. Kill figure breaks out of one, almost 2 tackles, and then a little assistance comes up at the end of that one to limit him to only a 3-yard gain. 2:55 and counting. Clock's starting to move fast here. 3rd and 6. Steele going for the end zone. It's a jump ball. Van Lacy was there with the deflection. It's 4th and 6. He breaks that one up nicely and cleanly. Look at that. Man, perfectly laid hit on Sad Neighbors at the time that ball arrived. Fourth and 6, big play coming for Pittsburgh. They go screen to kill figure on 4th and 6. And Ken Casey, who's had his best day to date, comes up with the tackle. And for right here, you know, you're looking down the barrel of a 5th straight loss for Pittsburgh with 2:44 remaining in the fourth quarter. These two teams will face again next week, so an opportunity here for the Steelers to learn from what they've seen in this game. And the handoff. Give to Tomlinson. Picks up 5.
Number 53 with the tackle.
Looks to me as if we are going to see an opportunity to run this clock down for Oakland. And boy, how good must they feel. They still got things to work out. You talk to anybody on that squad, they're going to tell you there's still things that need to be addressed. A little more, you know, you want more consistency out of your game planning. You don't want to have to dig out of a 14-0 hole every week. But they're getting there. And there's still time, and with 3 and 2 looks a whole lot better than 2 and 3 or whatever you want to throw out there on the losing side of the column. As we come to the 2-minute warning, it's the AFA on YouTube. But yeah, 3 in a row. That's got to feel good. They got to feel like they're getting their swagger back here in front of their home fans. Tomlinson going over 100 yards on the day today. Going to try to add more to that. Actually going to lose a couple of yards. And a timeout called for by Josh Robin of the Steelers. 4th and 5.
Brad Maynard in punt formation. Torrey James to make the return.
And the punt. Pittsburgh gets another stab at it here, ladies and gentlemen.
A return of 7 yards on the play.
Minute 48 left to play in this game.
1st and 10, Pittsburgh.
Empty set for Steele. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Pittsburgh has 2 timeouts to work with. The throw up and incomplete. Stopping the clock. Good coverage on the outside there by Oakland.
The deflection.
Minute 44 now remains in this one. The defensive duo of Marquez and Demolition. They've been good today. 2 interceptions on the day. Here's pressure coming up, and how in the world Sad Neighbors was able to grab that in amidst Law and Lacey and all of those folks there? I don't know, but they called the timeout at the end of it after getting the first down.
1st and 10.
Still over 319 yards. That's
38-yard line.
That's great. It's the 3 interceptions that you want to clean up. But again, such promise in this young talent. That's a grab, and should be the final timeout called here by Pittsburgh. They'll have to go no huddle the rest of the way.
No easy yards.
2nd and 6. Ball at the 34-yard line.
Steele dropping back. Throwing one-handed attempt. Not going to happen. Incomplete. Big hit that time by Harrison. He just laid the lumber, didn't he, on the intended target. And it's 3rd and 6. Nobody leaving here today, though. They want to stick around and see this Raiders team get the victory and celebrate a 3rd straight victory. Still looking down the middle. That is caught. That's popped out. They call fumble. And if that will do it, the Oakland Raiders will hold on for the victory. We'll see if they decide to challenge this. We started the game with a fumble. I think this one should stand. This one looks more of a fumble to me. That was a blasting hit. We will get a review by the booth to ensure.
Whether the player had possession prior to the fumble.
All right, what have you got? Okay, all right.
Let's take a look. As we got Sad Neighbor. Yeah, I feel like he had a football move and then even stepped forward after that. And the ball's popped out. It didn't take long to review this one.
Has been ruled an incomplete pass.
And the answer we're looking for?
The
call on the field is overturned. Wow. Okay.
Good job.
Well, making a fool out of me. Based on the officials' rules, I have been wrong twice. They call it an incompletion instead of a fumble. I was just going based off of what we were calling a fumble earlier in this game, okay? If that was a fumble, that surely was a fumble. But it's an incompletion. They've got a chance here on 4th and 6. Steele, shotgun, throws. It's incomplete. Again, look who it is. Ken Casey, part of the scrum. Looking for Jackson Carter. Couldn't get him. And again, you just see right there, Ken Casey all over him like a cheap suit. And now it's victory formation time for the Raiders. As again, as we said, another victory in their scorecard.
Loss of 1 on the play.
And you can say, that they look a little, as we talked about it during the game, that they just don't look as sharp as they did last season, but there's still time to work on that. And they'll tell you, keep finding a way to win. That's all that matters. They'll figure out a way to clean it up along the way, and they have. And for Pittsburgh, going into 0-5, that just about eliminates not mathematically, but you have to win 5 straight games to get back to 500. A playoff hope is going to be harder to achieve because of that. Still doable, but you got to go perfect from here on out. And the Steelers still with work to do, although, again, shades of hope, shades of brilliance here at times during this game indeed. Hard to believe that as quick as they put the first 14 points up on the board in this game, that was the last time that we seen them in the end zone early in that first quarter. It's been 27 unanswered points from Oakland since. Final kneel down coming for Brady White and crew. And here it is. This game, another AFA game of the week in the books. 27-14, Raiders over the Steelers. They'll meet again next week in Pittsburgh. As you get a look for one final time at the fans and the two teams coming together at the end of this one, congratulating one another, and another victory scored for the Raiders as they head into the tunnel. We welcome you to our post-game show right here in the AFA Network. Final stats. In the end, Pittsburgh still controlled the clock, but could not score, as we said, after that early portion of the mid portion of the first quarter, we'll say, the early portions of this game. And Pittsburgh beating Oakland in every category except for the score at the end. And that's the one that matters. Still over 300 yards. Brady White, 153 yards on the day. But as we said, getting the touchdowns when it mattered. Steelers again leaving some points out there on the field that could have went a long way to changing the complexion of this game. Sad Neighbors again, though, was brilliant. How about Tomlinson? Brilliant for Oakland. We see some more of the clips of this second half. Cohen Richards with 1 sack recorded today. 2 touchdowns apiece for the 2 quarterbacks. Special teams, again, Reed for Pittsburgh, 0 of 2. And Oakland was perfect on the day. Player of the game, as it is DeMarcus Demolition. He's got the pick 6 for the touchdown and a good bruising amount of tackles and hits along the way. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching this presentation of the AFA. Another game of the week in the books. We'll see you for week 6. I'm Cameron Duty. We'll catch you next time.